So yeah, so John, continue on with kind of.
So yeah, it's relatively inexpensive when compared to SAN. It's scalable to a point that what we're limited by is pretty much Ethernet bandwidth on the high side.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
and of course, the way packets are structured, um, you don't get the same kind of throughput that you do with a SAN, but it
Right,
is quite a bit easier to maintain and it's less expensive.
right.
And it shows up as like a mapped drive or a share, whereas SAN looks like a native drive on the computer, like your operating system hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
So they're different in those aspects. You want to flip to that other slide.
Well, John, initially when you said that the NAS is for smaller businesses, do you mean like 10 people or less? Or when you say that,
Well, it kind of depends on what you're doing with it. If you're
Yeah.
if you're just accessing files, just general files, it's going to work fine for you. If you're doing video editing, that's a whole different animal. And it requires a lot more bandwidth and packet prioritization and
Well,
things that may not work as well with an NAS.
and I would say that if you were in an environment similar to things I've had in my past, which would be call centers, that you need to have the SAN, because if you're running predictive dialers and doing
Large
dips into databases and things like that, if you're in an environment that's highly transactional in nature, that where you need a lot of IOPS, a high level IOPS input output stuff, that the SAN is probably where you're going to need to live, just because of the throughput and the transactional nature of that environment. And larger enterprises will have that type of a thing going on, even if it's not necessarily a call center, but if it's a data driven organization, they'll have those types of interactions required. Like even doing a lot of like business intelligence work will drive that type of a need.